It's about godfather to godson. It's about an agreement. At some point that came up. And whether or not it's in our best interest, the point is that the fire rages on. But over the weekend, it took a new twist. And this time it came from the camp of the FCT minister. Matter of fact, the minister himself. He accused the River State government of refusing to approve their request to use the Yakubu Gowon Stadium for the Renewed Hope program. Wike said in Port Harcourt that he warned that any further denial by the state government would attract a forceful takeover. Let's hear from him, then you hear from me.
We applied to the state government for the General Gowon Yakubu Stadium. They refused us. But let me say, next time we will do this. If you don't approve it, we will break it by force. Enough is enough. We are all from River State. Nobody can deny us the facilities of the state. If you don't agree to give us, we will take it by force. Heaven will never fall. Even when heaven falls, everywhere will be at peace.
Now, Wike also reminded his supporters that politics has begun.
And told Mr. President to supporting the Joint Coalition to produce the candidate for February 21 state constituency election. Remember, I told you when we came to our federal local government for Thanksgiving, I did say to you, by January, we'll start to play politics. Now the time has come, and we have started the politics.
Okay. Words according to the FCT minister. As you may know, the Yakubu Gowon Stadium is undergoing renovation. The then sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokata Ibas, awarded contract for the renovation of that stadium. Now, the River State government had a few things to say in response to the FCT minister's statement. They dismissed the claims that they denied the minister and the River State coordinator of the Renewed Hope, Ambassador Desmond Akao, access to the stadium for the inauguration of a political support group for the president. Speaking to journalists during the tour of the facility on Friday, the coordinating commissioner for sport, Chris Green, said the stadium is currently undergoing renovation and is therefore not suitable for rallies or any public events. He added that his office did not receive any application from anyone seeking approval to use the stadium.
This is a work zone, it's a construction site. And I tell you what, the hazards here are such that you cannot even use here for anything. I have not received any application. And if anybody says I've received any application, let the person show me, let me have the proof. And again, the kind of program you're talking about is a program that all of us are also interested in. And so if you want to use this place will not be able to contain the number of people that support Mr. President himself, from His Excellency the Governor. So that if you want to use any place, the best place for you to use is the Adokia Mesemaka Stadium, where everybody uses now. We are not the kind of ones that will stop people from using our facilities.
Also speaking, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Dr. Ono Sirawo, said the governor, whom he described as the number one supporter of President Bola Tinubu's re-election, could not turn around to deny the president the use of the stadium. He said the government did not receive any request to use the facility.
If there's anybody that is at the forefront of Mr. President's re-election, it is the governor of River State. I will welcome every effort that will support what the governor is doing to ensure that the president gets 100% victory in River State. The facility at Lejamadi Polytechnic is government property. River State should grow above politics. Aside that, there is even no letter. If there was a letter to that effect, I had called the SSG, I had called the PAMSEC government house, and they said, and luckily the coordinating commissioner for sports, I also spoke with the PAMSEC, said they have not seen any letter from anybody.
All right, so it's the word of the FCT minister against the River State government, because when we say government, we're talking about those who are also representative of the administration. The site engineer for the construction company handling the renovation, Ebitinye Michael, explained that the stadium is currently unsafe for any form of public use.
The place is still under serious construction, and we are at the mechanical aspect of the job whereby it's unsafe for public usage at the moment. My leads of pipes buried here, my perforated pipes buried under my geotextile are so vulnerable that heavy weight, if it comes on contact with it, is going to damage the entire hydrological network of this super tough FIFA standard pitch. You can see there are hazardous environment for non-safe activities. So if you're not properly coordinated, you might end up getting injured.
Mr. Ebitinye Michael, you want to show us that you know your job. My perforated pipes, or what did you say? I didn't catch it. It's hazardous. Just throwing around all these technical jargon so that we say, oh, this man knows his stuff. This man understands the job. In fact, when next I want to build a stadium, I need to use him. Let me just hear those perforated pipes again, if that's what he said.
The place is still under serious construction, and we are at the mechanical aspect of the job whereby it's unsafe for public usage at the moment. My leads of pipes buried here, my perforated pipes buried under my geotextile are so vulnerable that heavy weight, if it comes on contact with it, is going to damage the entire hydrological network.
It's okay. It's okay. Your perforated pipe buried under your geotex. That's okay. Now, an easy approach to this would be to ask who was right and who was wrong. The FCT minister said they didn't let him use stadium. Right? And if the River State government continues, he will have to take it by force because the violent knows how to take it by force. That's in the Bible, by the way, if you need to know where that reference is from. And then state governments, through the mouth of those that can speak about this, say, no, we did not. We didn't receive any official request, though. Did you see? No, I didn't see. Your office, did you receive? Say no. And then engineer is saying my perforated pipes buried under the junta. Okay. So you can decide who you think is telling the truth or not. That's not the focus of this conversation. I want to remind you, because history has a way that it haunts, right? We were also all here in River State. This show just happens by chance, whoever the creator of this show was, when Nigerian Info was established. It just happens to be called Hard Facts. In 2023, 3 years ago, in fact, exactly 3 years ago, because it was in February that it was reported, Atiku Abubakar was attempting to campaign in River State. And they wanted to use a stadium. Apparently, they could not gain access to that stadium. Eventually, now there are lots of reports. But later it was said, that the River State government, later gave approval. They first couldn't get approval for whatever reason. And, they were throwing around, why didn't they get approval? No, we didn't give approval. No, this one. Again, this was about 3 years ago, right? Happened in this same state. If you've been here long enough, then you definitely know this particular case. And at the end of the day, the Atiku campaign did not happen in River State. Because there were too many issues. Of course, but if you follow politics, you know what the issue is. But for news purposes, what was officially reported, right? They left. They did not campaign in River State. A couple of years later, now there seems to be denial of access to a stadium. One person said they didn't let us, and that person said we didn't receive letter. Because, support Tinubu pass us. And then engineer is coming to say his perforated pipes that he cares so much about, he will not have politicians marching it up and down because you want to support a movement. My focus is, while you're still thinking about who's right and who's wrong, what is the role of the supporter in this crisis? It is very clear in this state. Some people are pro-Wike, some others are pro-Fubara, and some are pro in the middle. And they're very proud about their affiliations and loyalty, which they should be. I mean, it's politics. You're very free to support any movement as long as it doesn't infringe on anybody's right. So the pro-Wike and the pro-Fubara and the supporters, do you have a part to play in settling this matter? Do the supporters of the political factions in River State have a conciliatory responsibility? Every time we talk about this, it's always the political actors, the figureheads, the stakeholders, the Rivers elders, this one. You are a supporter. Maybe you call radio station every day to say, no, the governor is right, the FCT minister is wrong, or the FCT minister is right, the governor is right. It doesn't matter how you want to do it. As a supporter, do you have a part to play? What role should supporters of these political movements play in this crisis for once? Secondly or thirdly, because I think I've asked a few questions, can the supporters call out their figurehead where necessary? If tomorrow is too far, today, you realize that the FCT minister is wrong in this particular matter, can you people say, Minister Wike, we love you. You know it. Our loyalty cannot be called to question. But you see, this particular one, sir, it doesn't seem like it's going well. And if supporters of Fubara come out and say, the way Fubara did what he did when he did it, he was not supposed to do it. Your Excellency, Executive Governor of Rivers State that just turned 51, we don't think that you approach this correctly. Or is it all blind followership? If the person go left, you go left, even though you can see that there's fire in that left. These are my questions. What is the role of the supporter, the follower? 08179230002. A call will come in before we'll take a break. 08179230003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. Hello.
Hello, my brother. Good evening.
Good evening. You're my lucky call before the break. What's your name?
Thank you very much. This is Fred Michael from Nkoro.
Go ahead, Fred.
Yes, I want to talk about we are all in this state when executive order was passed not to use government facilities. My brother, we passed through a lot that time as APC members. We passed through a lot. But now, that order has come to say they have never removed the order, and the order still stands. And when I get information that that system is innovating, most because it's not everybody goes international football. It's only Akwa State. My leader, that is Fugamechi, spend money in Adokia and in Smart Stadium. And that stadium is supposed to be renovated for international matches. So when I hear that this stadium is renovated, please, I was very, very happy. Coming to hear in the news that the estimator wanted to use the stadium while it's in under construction, which is very, very bad. We are all river people. What is going on in River State? I'm not happy. Our elders are not saying anything. Because of I don't know why they are collecting money at the back. Let them come and say, unless Sarah is that say something. You see black, and see red, red. What the FCT minister is doing, I'm not in support of them, but it's not good.
All right, hold on. Wait, before you go, I also need you to answer my question. As a supporter, what is your role in fixing this problem?
My brother, I am not in support of the governor, and I'm not in support of the FCT minister. But I'm a Rivers man, Riveran man. What I want in Rivers State, my brother, let the two parties come together. But we are going backward. What FCT minister could have done? What I'm blaming is who could blame. This report in your name, as it is close to the president, they tell the president. Because they will not do it. What of Lagos State is booming.
All right.
They should bring that development to Rivers State also.
Thank you very much.
In your name.
Thank you very much. We'll take this break. When we return, we'll talk some more. Stay with us. Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Oracle Chinedu here. Looking at the current crisis, or better yet, the latest episode in this drama series. I'm talking to supporters of the political factions, the movements. Do they have a responsibility, a conciliatory responsibility? What role should supporters of the political movements play in the state? And can the supporters call out their figureheads where necessary, if necessary? Or is it blind followership? Those are the questions that keep this conversation rolling. The numbers to call 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06416. Now we're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Please turn off your radio as you call. Sam Oracle, the FCT minister is only trying to paint a picture that the governor is working against the re-election bid of the president and his violent approach will not work. And it only lends credence to the popular belief that he's a troublemaker. By the way, were those he used
can take money for it, but the capital of the very responsible for using it, just like what Timothy and Messi, the former governor, did one time about Michael Stadium. You see what happened there? He bought materials when they bought materials into this place now. Now the issue here I'm making understand is that.
All right, Chima.
If there was
I'm certain that you can get to your point sooner. I tried to give you as much time as possible. There's no way you couldn't have made all the sense within the time you had. Hello.
Hello, Sam Araku. Good afternoon.
Good evening. What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Honorable from Nkoro.
Go ahead.
Why the governor no dey for that APC meeting? It's not all about his birthday. They never bring the governor in. They never call the chief for River State. They don't get right to go that meeting. You see, we have one governor for one state. When we get the governor, the 5 APC members, we want to do rally for people, say they never pay for. Can you? We get past that order there. Go for that stadium and they renovate the place. What if anything happen to them? And why they talk like that? Don't get that crowd for that stadium. 23 years ago, Elisha Madi School. No crowd there. If I accuse the governor. And me, anything the governor, anything the governor, they do right, they call and they tell and say, this one will do, no, they right. I send you a video, I will send you the video too. When I talk to him, I said, Governor, you have to keep quiet for the next week. Whatever the next week is doing, you say, your boss is killing you. You say, your boss, Bola Tinubu is deceiving you. He say, hey, Bola Tinubu, my brother, the says, let's stand up, Bola Tinubu is deceiving you. APC members are deceiving you. The fact to APC, our party, who win election for River State, you have the crowd, you have the machete, you have the gun, you have everything to fight this people. Your people are too much. Stand up and fight this fight once and for all.
All right,
I'll send you the video. I'm not afraid of anybody.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So Ida says, as a supporter, he calls out his leaders where necessary. I'll take more calls shortly, but let's do justice to messages. Greetings, Oracle. Is there any day passing that River State is not in the news for the wrong reasons? Why can't we have peace in the state? What did we do to deserve this? Why is somebody always in the news demarketing a state he just governed and he's still partly in charge? Why are they destroying River State for their selfish reasons? We're tired in River State. Okay. Good afternoon to you, Sam Oracle. The FCT minister is crying now. In his time, he did same. The regime of Right Honorable Amechi as governor of River State, Wike is known of exhibition force to gain access into where he was restricted. For me, what I need is tranquility for governance to prevail so that the people of River State enjoy the dividend of democracy. Now, remember that we're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So I'll take a few messages on those platforms. Oluwaseun Jacob says, perforated pipes indeed. I was just making a joke. Polymath Annie says, political loyalty in River State does not require independent thinking and basic rights to differ with the political leader who is seen as an all-knowing demigod. For me, the day the supporters exercise their right to think is the day the leaders will sit up. Saint Stephen, still on Facebook, says, Sam Chinedu, good evening. What Nigeria has is blind fruits that have mortgaged their future for peanuts. Ibifaka Kaiser, the problem of this state is the president giving the FCT minister power to do what he is doing, Kaiser says. All right. Chidebere Ani says, power is powerful. It has a way of turning yesterday's strong man into a deity and today's office holder into a motivational speaker with no microphone. Take the Wike Fubara drama, same title, same seat, same rivers, different realities. When Wike was governor, every cough from government house was wisdom. Even potholes had direction. His supporters called it strategy. Now Fubara sneezes and his supporters rush to explain that it's deep democracy at work. Man can't even move a chair without a press statement explaining how he's playing the long game. Power has changed hands, but confidence did not get the memo. Wike speaks once. Institutions shake. Fubara speaks 10 times. Supporters start adding Bible verses and reminding us that Rome was not built in a day. Power doesn't argue. It doesn't explain. It just acts. That's why power makes the strong look like a god and the weak look like... I'll just skip what you said, but of course you can think of the opposite. Even when they swear they are in charge, Rivers politics remains the only place where the governor has fans, but the former governor has authority. Okay? That's from Chidebere Annie. I'll go back to taking a few calls before we take messages on WhatsApp. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Evening, what's your name?
My name is Christian calling from Ahoda.
Go ahead.
Sam, what you are saying about the supporter, that's the main question you are asking people, but they are passing around the bush. You ask them, what role those their supporters them supposed to play to make peace reign? And they're backing the question. See, let me tell you something. All these are politicians, either OCP side or governor side, all are former PDP members. They're in one place. Even when they going around bounding people not to campaign because of this foreign governor, all of them are in one ship. You understand? So now, there is no crisis in River State now between these two parties. Now, I see politicians, they feel that they cannot get anything. You know, the love crisis is on. Because when the crisis is on, eating from the FCT ministers, eating from here. But when they are in one boat, they will share it equal. They will not tell them, they know the truth, but they will not tell their leaders the truth. Because you must be 100% lawyer. If you are 100% lawyer, how can you tell your master truth? All of them, they are in the same ship before. They don't want to do to make peace. They don't want it. The problem is not stadium, not stadium, but something is moving on the ground. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Still taking your thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Evening, what's your name?
JJ calling you from Romebo.
Go ahead, JJ.
Sam, this back and front can only be solved by just one thing, and it's very simple,
Okay.
right?
Tell me.
The coordinating commissioner for sports said something that nobody even applied. Not that I applied, no approval, no. That nobody even applied. It was Ambassador Desmond Akawo that alleged that they refused him, that he applied and they didn't approve that place for them to use, right? Sir, give us that application. Not the approval, no, not the rejection, no, or whatever. That application, publish it, give to your boys, because that's what they do. Judgment, this is there, publish it there. This one, bring it, let your people publish it so that everybody can see it. Sir, from that date to today, have you seen anything to show that they really applied for the place? You see, how people say something, that if you are not hearing well, does not mean you are not seeing well. That's what's going on with you now. That's the question. If you're not hearing well, does it mean you cannot see well? That place that you said you applied for, when you apply, you and the people will always go there for inspection. That's how it is done. It's normal practice. So, did you go there for inspection? Did you go there before you applied or after you applied and they now said, no, I don't get this whole thing? Show all the application. That's on one part. On the other side, the same thing that happened here, that like you said, that's the same thing. So from 2013, you break into the Adokia Mesmaka Stadium, Amechi didn't do this. I don't get this whole thing now.
All right.
There can be only one governor.
JJ.
State at a time.
Yeah.
It will be good for everybody.
I need to make the most of my time. I need you to very quickly respond to the issue of the role of the supporters.
The supporters have no role.
They have no role?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello. Good evening.
Legend, sir.
Evening. What's your name?
This is Chief of 40 calling you from Wike.
Go ahead.
You see, it now you see clearly that all these people who are saying, I take time to listen to them. They are all talking off point. Simple question. You support what is the way forward for peace to reign? I are telling you stories that you know you have had. Is how they are going to find the solution. Myself, I am saying that the solution is that the clergymen in this river state, all the notable clergymen, all the traditional rulers should come together and call these two persons. They are all our sons. They are all rivers sons. Call them together, let them sit down and discuss over this issue and settle them so that this will reign. Because all these people who are saying, where is the authority? Where is this? Where is it? They are repeating what they don't even have the consolation in their mind. They are the ones causing much problems to this state. Not even the two persons are saying. Because from what they are saying now, you can ask. So I'm of the opinion that the royal fathers, the clergymen, should come together, pray, and call these two persons together and advise them their songs so that they will flow together. That is my own suggestion. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think everyone has tried. Has the religious institutions tried? We know that the president intervened, called for several meetings across different timelines. We still have problems. We know that Pandef is currently on its reconciliation tour, or are they done with it? That still has not worked. I think at different times, Rivers elders, did they get into the mix? So everyone who has tried so far has successfully failed. Why? Because we still have those problems. The suggestion from the caller is that the religious bodies should do something. Pastors, imams, maybe one or two native doctors here and there. Intercede. Maybe there is a spiritual connotation to the mix Maybe, just maybe. I'll take messages on WhatsApp and hopefully get back to the calls. Remember, the questions are simple. I'm asking about the role of the supporter. Do the supporters of these political factions have a conciliatory responsibility? What part should they play in this crisis? And can they call out their figureheads? Can the supporters of Wike call him out? Can the supporters of Fubara call him out and say, yes, we support you, but for this one, we don't think you're right on this matter? Or is it blind followership? Those are my questions. Good afternoon, Sam. Okay, I've taken that. The FCT minister should start his political campaign in Abuja and move to other states if genuine in his Tinubu campaign. He should not undermine the capacity of the governor to pull a crowd for President Tinubu in his campaign here in the state, knowing they are both campaigning for the same party, Ibim says. Good day, Sam. The Commissioner of Sports have countered that Wike was telling lies as they never applied to use the stadium. It's unfortunate that the FCT minister is lying against the governor just to put discord between him and the president as a way of achieving his personal selfish political interest. The FCT minister threatening to use the stadium by force is totally uncalled for, as he denied Atiku the use of any government facility to campaign in 2023 during his time as governor. Ejiofor from Mile 3. Sam, good evening. Why is the FCT minister crying as if he forgot he was the chief refuser of other political parties to use government facilities when he was in power? What goes around comes around. Okay, the messages are getting too much. Good evening, Mr. Sam. The kind of supporters most politicians keep are yes men supporters. The only ways they hear dissenting views is when you have left them. Remember how a colleague resigned in Eche last week because his boss was upset. He had a dissenting view. This is one reason I'm not in partisan politics. I am not, never been, and God willing, I will never be a yes man. I'm disappointed with the statement by the FCT minister. I looked at the picture of the stadium and I'm amazed that someone in his stead wanted to or even claimed to have applied to use that very stadium in its present state. I advise the FCT minister to verify what his boys tell him they experienced from the Fubara administration before going public, because in this case, I think no one even applied to use that stadium. Text from Oyibo says, let's go back to the phone lines. 0817-923-0002. Now, while you can contribute to the crisis, its core, its foundations, and all of that, please remember the questions I'm asking. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Sam.
Good evening.
My name is Jude Ubani. I'm calling from Amoma.
All right, go ahead, Jude.
I am not a supporter of either of the two.
All right.
None of them is worth my support. Now I have to speak as a Rivers man.
All right.
The former, the minister is using the strategy of intimidation because of the past ones he did, using the executive order on this, on that, and it worked for him. So he's using the same intimidation now on the governor, because he knows too that our governor, Similar Fubara, is not tough. If he had been a tough governor that can stand his ground, and now he said, I will use force when next I apply and you refuse. And you have a tough governor that will tell you, hey guys, minister, you cannot use force. You think Wike will use force? He will not. I know him. He's just doing all this because he knows the governor will bow down when he shouts. He should not forget, power belongs to the people, not to him, Wike. And if Rivers people make up their mind that Wike will no longer intimidate us, power belongs to us, he will not succeed. And that's the area I look at it. And he knows it. Now, similar in Fubara, the governor, I can tell you, he doesn't have my support. I can tell you he has more supporters than Wike has. Wike knows it. If his supporters rally around him and Wike shouts, and his own supporters, the governor shouts, Wike will mellow down. He won't do this again.
Okay.
He's doing this because that is number one strategy, intimidation. But I bet you this time, former Governor Wike, you will not succeed. The Rivers people are used to shouting, him will not fall. Are you the only one in the state here?
All right, thank you.
People. Let's see that heaven fall if you can put.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's obvious you're not getting it. These leaders are always right, because to the followers, they cannot do wrong. In this transaction, the leaders are the customers. Adaya from Port Harcourt says, River State is saturated with President Tinubu's support. Anybody who thinks he wants to gather vote for Tinubu should take his or campaign to other states like Abia, Ebonyi, or Sokoto, not River State. Joe from Port Harcourt. I mean, if you think about it, how fortunate the president must be. The two political heavyweights have sworn to galvanize support for the president. My goodness, what a time to be alive. All right, back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Evening, what's your name?
Yes, I'm Jukes, calling from Uji.
All right, Jukes, go ahead.
That place, I was there, I was on ground there. Governor Wike is not a troublesome man. That is the report he got. If truly the work is going on there, he confirm it, he will not do anything. He's a nice man. But let me tell you one thing. What if the other angle, the governor, the government of the state is lying? People are not taking that side. Why? Remember this thing happened in 2015. We want to use that stadium as a Gruta. I made sure the work is, I made sure bought cheap import and there was no work going on there. So this is the kind of style some governors are using. There was no work going on there before they apply. Recently, they say work when they send people there, send machines. No, we are bigger than this. I'm Rivers man. People that are there against them, are Rivers people. Go and see the Mammon crowd. We are with Rivers, with the former governor. Please, you mentioned the president governor is not a kind of big wit in politics. No, the president governor is not a politician. I have reasons. I work for him. We don't know him to PDP. He's the former governor introduced him to us. He's not a party man, but he was lucky. You know what I'm telling you? So people are advising him wrongly. We should say the facts. People are advising our governor wrongly. When they applied, this should know that he approved, accepted the letter. You understand? For us to read that. But later he changed his mind.
All right. Hold on. Because at this point, I think I'm tired of this. It's not a politician narrative. What is the definition of a politician? How would you define it by your own?
See, let me tell you. As I'm talking to you now, I'm a unitary in PDP. I'm a grassroots politician. So I'm telling you, I'm a party man. I attend party activities. The governor, we don't know him.
Well, the call ended, and you were not answering the question. You were just giving me your profile. Now, again, I don't want this to come off as me taking sides, right? But sometimes you just have to think about the things you say. Maybe your suggestion is that, he's not as political grounded, he doesn't understand, did this one, did that one. Yes, you can argue that. But the definition of a politician is a person who is professionally involved in politics, especially a holder of an elected office. By this definition, the governor of the state, who is currently the governor, is a politician. Unless, and this is very likely where this problem comes from, you have another definition of politician in mind. A person who plays politics a particular way. Because a lot of times we leave the textbook definition of a thing and define it based on how it happens in our area. So a politician is someone who knows how to do this and do that, and if the governor of River State at the time he became governor was not quite aware of how politics works, is not your average political figure, does not fit the profile. Again, that's for those who knew him and understand his history to argue. But at this time, he's the governor of the state. So by definition, he is a politician. I think I'm even wasting time trying to explain this. Thank you for calling. And I'm out of time. Good evening, Oracle. No supporters of both sides have anything to contribute. Okay, Ipalibo Taylor Harry says. Mr. SOC, I'm not a supporter of any single politician. So besides talking publicly, I don't know what else to do. Since once they are known supporters, dare to have a contrary opinion, especially publicly, they are tagged disloyal. You know, this episode is season 3. In 2015, President Jonathan campaign organization led by the then PDP Guba candidate, Mr. Wike, used the 82 Division of the Army to force their way into the Adoki Amasimaka Stadium when the stadium was also under construction. Mike from Okrika, I couldn't take all of your message, but that's as much as I can take. Well, now that we've established by the responses we got that the supporters do not have a role, I'm thinking they should rethink their position. Stay with us.